Hey everyone, welcome to our day 2 coverage of Qualys ROCon conference here in Houston. I hope you enjoyed, if you had a chance to look at yesterday's interviews and stream, it was pretty good. If not, the on-demand versions will be up early next week and you can check it out there. We're going to kick off today's coverage with Lavish. Say it for me again. Jhamb. Lavish Jhamb from Qualys. Lavish, first of all, welcome. Thanks for coming on. Lavish, if you wouldn't mind, look to this camera. Let people know, what do you do at Qualys?
Okay, so at Qualys, I'm the product manager for TruRisk Eliminate, which is a remediation module, and it gives you not just patching, but other elimination options as well. So it's an entire remediation buffet that we provide with TruRisk Eliminate. It's patching, mitigation, isolation, a lot of other options. And my other part, the other part that I do is compliance centric. So I work on PCI 4.0 FIM specific requirements.
Okay.
And it's not just limited to PCI 4.0 because FIM is a key requirement of other regulatory mandates as well. For example, it could be NIST, HIPAA, and GDPR, right? So depends like what organizations are complying with. We provide FIM for providing that particular coverage.
Got it. You know what? There are people out here who don't know what FIM stands for. What does FIM stand for?
So FIM stands for File Integrity Monitoring. So anytime the critical files, if they are changing, an alert should be sent. So that is the primary requirement of any compliance mandate pertaining to FIM. But PCI 4.0 now it's evolving. So it goes, earlier it was 3.2.1, now it's PCI 4.0, and there are new requirements that are coming in. For example, it's not limited to integrity monitoring. For example,
Right, it used to be just a checksum.
Yeah. Integrity monitoring was like, if it changes, file content changes, give me a notification. But now it's more of FAM, file access monitoring.
Okay.
Even if I access it, make no change.
Make no change.
I just access, see the sensitive data, close the file. I made no change, so FIM wouldn't have given you any alerts, but FAM will, right? So Qualys FIM covers FAM area as well.
So, and FAM is new to PCI 4.0.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the FIM,
Yeah.
It was basically a checksum. That's what it was, if the checksum changed.
This is one new thing. It expands so much. For example, earlier it was just on host-based machines. Now
Yes.
it has expanded to containers as well as network devices.
Well, they had to do the containers.
Yeah.
It was wind up missing half the infrastructure at that.
See, containers, the life of container is what, the average life I'll tell you, it's 54 minutes or something, right? So if a device is living for this much time only, an hour or so, you make the change, it will never be tracked. But if FIM is there on that container, it will track that change. Even if the container goes away, that change will still be there for 15 months or so with Qualys.
Got it. And when did 4.0 go into effect?
Oh, it was March 31st, 2025.
So about 6 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you seeing, Lavish, from the public, from the customer base? Because this is a big change, right?
Oh, yeah.
And anytime anything's accessed, they're using Qualys to monitor for compliance, but are they doing anything to make sure less people access these files? In other words, you don't do compliance for compliance sake. They put this in to encourage a behavior. The behavior they're looking to encourage is less people accessing this file.
Oh, yeah.
Are you seeing less accesses over time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So earlier, all the accesses were going unnoticed.
Right.
And there are a lot of automation processes as well in place that access the file. So amongst those automation processes, the unwanted users, or I can say the unauthorized users who were accessing the files in between those changes, were getting unnoticed. So if it is unnoticed, it's nobody is caring about that. But now with FAM in place, those changes are being noticed. So the automation changes are whitelisted already, but those changes which are by the unauthorized users are flagged. Now, since it is getting noticed, they have stopped accessing those things.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I would imagine, like when it first went into effect, there must have been a spike because you went from FIM to FAM,
Yeah.
and then the administrators realize, hey, we got to cut access to these files, and that spike goes back down.
That is the same thing I'm doing in my session today as well.
Really?
Yeah. So it says there's a slide specifically for this that says there were 2.4 million events for FAM when we released FAM. But when we saw how many are for the unauthorized users, 98% of the events were not
We're authorized.
were worthy, not worthy of attention.
Yeah.
Right, were authorized events by some automation processes, and then we saw how many of unauthorized access attempts are for sensitive data only. It remained less than 1%. So that is where my focus should be, and that is the kind of noise cancellation that we have today.
Yeah, I wonder if the PCI Council could somehow get access to Europe's slide
Yeah.
and understand that what we should be, focusing on is on unauthorized FAM,
Yeah.
not all FAM.
So
Right? Because I would
PCI
imagine this is going to cause a lot of heartache for people.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're right. So PCI has a specific note in their requirement. I think it's 11.5.2 requirement. They specifically say monitor only the files which do not regularly change. And you should have a mechanism to differentiate between good and bad changes. So they say it on a high level, but it's how you interpret it, right? So other solutions I've seen, I do a lot of competitive analysis. They just do FAM sometimes. Very less of them do it because it generates noise, right? But if you have a way to differentiate the unauthorized ones, then it becomes really good.
Excellent. All right, let me pivot a little bit because another part of your duties here at responsibilities at Qualys and what you're presenting is around. I think Sumed, the Qualys CEO Sumed Thakkar yesterday referred to it as a remediation buffet.
Oh yeah.
He said some funny things yesterday. Remediation buffet, the dashboard tourism. It was good stuff. But what we're really talking about, look, there's more to remediation than patching,
Oh yeah.
right? And this has been something I think the security industry has tried to bring out there for a long time. Not every remediation needs a patch.
Oh yeah.
Not every vulnerability you find is necessarily patching the way to remediate it. Let's start with this, Lavish. When we go to the buffet, yes, the patching is going to be a big plate, but what are some of the other plates at the buffet?
Okay. So when this is Sumit's purely his idea, the remediation buffet, because see there are a lot of patching tools out in the market, a lot,
Yes.
right? And they provide patches. Provide patches for Windows operating system, Linux, Mac, and the third-party tools like Chrome, Firefox, all of that, Adobe, WinZip. So patches are there, but that's the only thing they provide. Now what happens is, what we have observed is, even after having the patching tools in place, all the different patching tools in place, still a lot of vulnerabilities are still open. A lot of Tuesday patch vulnerabilities are open, a lot of third-party vulnerabilities are open. So we saw like why, we talked to our IT as well, that why it could be the case. The thing is, patch is available, but doesn't mean I'll apply it all the time, right? It could be a not reliable patch, right? So if patch is breaking something, if it is known to break something, I would not deploy that. Rather, I would need a mitigation there, right? So if the patch deployment is breaking something, but the mitigation like blocking a certain port is making the vulnerability unexploitable, I'll rather deploy the mitigation in that place. So at Qualys what we do is, we see the vulnerability and there's a research team that writes some mitigation measures for it as well. So you don't have to write it. So with other products, why the vulnerabilities remain open is IT team cannot deploy the patch due to certain operational risk reasons, right? Or maybe the change management didn't agree. So IT team cannot deploy that patch. Now they have to research on that vulnerability, write a mitigation measure by themselves, and this takes time and increases the MTTR,
Yes.
right? What we did is we asked our research team to write those mitigations. Now customer just has to deploy that. Imagine the time that is saved.
Sure.
So from 3 months of MTTR, it has reduced to what, like some days now or a week. And this is one part of mitigation where patches are available but you cannot deploy it. The other part is the patches are not available. So there are vulnerabilities like SMBV1, Win Verify Trust. The vendor did not even release the patch. What do you do in that case? Now, honestly, we have seen those MTTRs for the vulnerabilities with no patch available. The MTTR was 9 months in customer's environment. So for 9 months, a vulnerability is open, and that one is in the CISA curve, but it's open since 9 months. So what we do is we create the permanent fixes for those vulnerabilities. We create it. We research on those ones. We permanent fix could be modifying the registry key or uninstalling the EOS software. So we create it. We just need to deploy that fix and fix the vulnerability.
Got it. I just feel like if some people may not understand, MMTR is minimum time to remediation.
Yeah, MTTR is mean time to remediate.
Right, meantime, not
Yeah,
minimum.
mean time to remediate a
So
vulnerability.
that's an important part
Yeah.
of it too. And here's the other thing. Look, I've been in the vulnerability management space a long time. I could do some remediation now that kind of, blocks access to that port or something like that. And I might patch something later that fixes the underlying software vulnerability. So, not you could do sort of we used to have a word for it, not a temporary patch, but
It's a temporary mitigation.
a temporary mitigation, yes, until it's done. And this all goes into the remediation buffet, as they call it, right? Lavish, we're living in a world where we're seeing more vulnerabilities than we've ever seen,
Oh yeah.
right? AI generated code. I'm not saying AI code's bad. I'm just saying there's vulnerabilities in it like every other code. But AI is causing us to generate more code, so of course we see more vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Do you see the remediation capabilities of Qualys? Like, does it scale? I guess is the question.
See, a lot of big enterprise solutions are using Qualys today, and it's very much scalable. And not just the patching. So if you just see the patches, 140 million patches were deployed last year, right? So that's a big number in itself to tell you that how many assets were patched. And about the mitigation, it was just released. Still, what we saw was 150K plus mitigations have been deployed. Just the mitigations, right? And there is another feature to it, that is isolation. So if there is no patch, mitigation also you don't want to apply, there is a breach, state of breach or something, you can isolate the host too in order to stop the breach. So that whole buffet gives you a complete visibility in your area what you're doing. On top of it, it is pretty scalable. That I can confirm. I mean, with the number of patches, you can know.
Yeah.
Right. So if it is 140 million were deployed, and there are a lot of enterprise level customers with us. There are big names, right?
Oh, I know.
So yeah, and they are deploying patches left, right, and center. So it's,
They have to. I mean, this thing. You know what? The role of vulnerability remediation is somewhat of a thankless job because it just gets harder.
yeah.
And this is why you need automation
Yeah.
to do a lot of this.
So regarding that, you brought a very good word, patch automation. So the thing is, Iran announced it yesterday.
Yes.
We have come up with something which is called patch reliability. So now we are also telling you if the patch is reliable or not. We are doing all the AI assessment. We are doing, there's a Qualys proprietary algorithm behind the scenes that checks if the patch is reliable or not based on vulnerability reopen rate, the AI assessment, what's the word on Twitter, Reddit, etc. We're checking everything. And based on that, we know if a patch is reliable or not. Now, if the patch is highly reliable, and the assets are critical or not critical, doesn't matter, right? If the patch is highly reliable, I'll put that patch under patch automation. Now imagine I just have one token that tells you patch reliability high, true. All the patches are listed. I say put them in patch automation. This. And if the patch reliability is low, don't deploy it.
Don't
Put mitigations there.
Right.
That is where
That's real
remediation will be.
intelligence. That's beautiful.
And that is what we have developed actually. It's not like far-fetched goal. It's there.
It's there and
and
there
you can
now.
start using it tomorrow.
That's
the thing.
great. Lavish, before we leave, for people who maybe want to get more information, go to Qualys.com, and then what section is all this under?
So if you want to know more about TruRisk Eliminate, just under Qualys.com, just search for TruRisk Eliminate, or just say TruRisk Eliminate for TruRisk Eliminate module of Qualys, and you'll see all the information. There are data sheets available, and if you want to know more about the PCI 4.0, there are blogs written by me for PCI 4.0 file integrity monitoring with specific requirement sets, all the use cases, what are new requirements, what are older ones. You can search under Qualys blogs, and blogs by where the author is me. And you can also go to our website on Qualys.com and just search for the FIM module. You'll get all the information. Data sheets are available.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
luck with your, I know you're still doing a
Yeah, I have a
presentation
session.
today. Go to it. We're live here at ROCon. We'll be back with more in a minute.
Thanks.